Hi, I'm Andy, and I am preparing to move off grid. I'm kind of in the transition from suburbia here to out west in the mountains. I'm in southeast Texas, deep southeast Texas, and about 5 years ago I started buying up things that I would need, started getting the things I'd need for my solar system even. And just recently I came out to my garage to get into this stuff. I had a generator, some of the solar system I'm gonna need, and I've been building that out. But I wanted to do this video because I'm hoping that people can learn from my ignorance. It's really not ignorance, I knew better. I guess laziness, or I don't know. When I was preparing to do this, I kind of realized that I'm still buried in debt. And reality hit me. So I put this stuff away, and I knew in the back of my mind I should change the oil in the generator, drain the gas, I should maintain my lithium battery. But I think maybe in the back of my mind I didn't want to come out and get into this stuff years early. It would be pretty depressing because I knew I still had years of debt to pay off. But just recently I'm getting close, to having that debt taken care of. So I've been out here working on this stuff and just kind of realizing actually how bad neglecting this stuff really, what the price really is. And I'll just show you. For instance, my lithium battery, I have a 206 amp hour SOC battery. It's a great battery on my boat, but I only used it for about 3 months, so all it would have needed was maintained. All of this work that I'm doing now is all 100% self-inflicted. So I'll show you the state of the battery right now. And I opened it up because these are easy to open, these SOC batteries, and pulled the BMS. But today's project, or actually I got into this a little bit yesterday, is I bought this 3500 generator, Harbor Freight generator, and it worked great. I only used it for about a dozen hours with my little travel trailer, and the thing is, I just put it away wrong. I didn't do anything to it, and I knew better. So I came out yesterday and I thought, well, I'm just going to do an oil change on the generator, drain the gas, put in about 1/8 of a tank of fresh gas, and run it dry. And that way it'll be ready to go. And I thought I'll probably have to charge the battery too, but it's got a pull cord. Then I opened the gas tank, and hopefully we can see this. I mean, it's just, there's so much junk and gunk, and there's gas down in there. I can kind of see it when I shake it around. But so now I don't want to even try to start it, even if it does fire up and run all that gunk through the carburetor. But I'm gonna pull this part, try to get the gas tank out. I gotta drain it. I went to AutoZone and bought this cheap siphon hose. I hope it works. I really don't want to be sucking on that old gas and tasting it. Try to get it clean. Now clean that carburetor, put a little fresh gas in it, change oil, and hopefully it fires up. All right, I'm gonna take a break and stop sweating for a few minutes. Finally see the gas tank. This is the stuff I tapped out of the filter here. So I've made quite a project for myself. Can't really see much here, just the rusty edge. And the gas looks terrible. Oh, you can see it. That's embarrassing. 100% self-inflicted. Well, yeah, I'm gonna take a break. This doesn't look too hard to take out. Looks like I've just got a couple bolts, but I've got to drain it first. So I've got a tank here. It's got a little bit of garbage gas in it anyway. So I'm gonna try this cheap siphoner. Hopefully it works so I don't have to taste this stuff. And I'll get it empty and see what I can do from there. And then I'll start in on the carburetor, I guess. All right, let's see if we can get the gas out of this. Not as much in there as I thought. I think that's about all I'm going to be able to get out of it. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, I can get it on camera. That's the price of neglect on this stuff. All right. Okay, well, I think I can pull this now. I've got these bolts, these 4, but I want to make sure it seems dry enough. I've got a couple things back in there connected to it that need to be pulled. And then this is the drain for the carburetor. I'm gonna open that just to make sure, put something under here, make sure that there's no fuel left in there. Yeah, now I have to pull this air filter, and then I can start getting at the carburetor and see how bad that is. I had a hell of a time getting that loose, but it should come out now. I got this out of the line that goes, I think, to the fuel pump. I don't know engines that well. There's a lot of crud in there too. I could not get this nipple, the hose, to come off this nipple. So I just twisted it off. But I think there's enough slack in it that I can do something with it. But look how dirty that is. I already knocked some of it out. But there's no way that thing would have ran. But this should be loose now. Yeah, there's that hose I broke. Let me set this down. Yeah, this right here. But it's clamped right here. I don't know. I might be able to work with it. Day 2 of this generator. I ended up soaking the gas tank. It's full of white vinegar. I couldn't find that Evapo Clean or Evapo Rust. I just went to 2 stores. They were out, so I just got white vinegar. So I'm trying to give it 24 hours. So I'm just waiting on it now, I guess. It hasn't quite been 24 hours, so I'd like to get started while it's cool out here in this garage, but I'm hoping I can get this thing back together. Well, I got it about as clean as I'm gonna get it. This thing turned out pretty good. I ended up having to take sandpaper to it, but I think that's pretty good. Got the O-ring. I couldn't even see the O-ring. This stuff was caked so high in there. There's no way any fuel would have gotten through. But I'm gonna put that back on here. The gas tank, isn't as clean as I would have liked it to be when I got done, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't want to drag this out, but it's not perfect. I don't know if I can get a good view of it, but probably not. But you can see it's not perfect. But I think as long as fuel can move through it, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna put that nipple back on there, and then I think the toughest part put the gas tank back in here, and then I have to get from the side here, see if I can get these back on, this one and this one. If I can get those on, I think the rest will go together pretty quick, and then I can move on to the oil change, and I'll go get some, about a quarter gallon of non-ethanol gas and maybe some treatment too, and see if I can start it and run it till it's dry. But let me see if I can get this thing back together. I should have taken the wheels off. I still should, probably. The oil actually looks pretty good. It's a little dark, but there's no shavings. I don't see any metal. All right, I'm gonna make a path to the garage, out the garage. I picked up this. So I've got some ethanol free, about a gallon and a quarter. So I'll get that down, get it out in the driveway, put this gas in it, and cross my fingers. She's purring like a kitten. I really needed that wind too. After this battery kicked my ass, I needed, especially after spending 2 days working on it. Well, I think I'm gonna end this here. If I have any trouble with it over the next hour, I'll give another update, but I'm gonna count that as a win. and I'm gonna run it out of gas, and then it should be ready to go. I'm gonna make sure and run it about once a month too going forward. I was surprised even the battery took a charge. I thought for sure I'd have to pull it, but hey, thanks for watching.